by using the data provider. So if we will go in the testng, sorry, if we will go in the testng organization, so we have learned many annotation, right? Uh, at the rate test, before class, before after class, before method, after method, right? So one more annotation is there. Go to documentation here in inside this testng. So we have a annotation called at the rate data provider. Okay, so how to use this and why we are going to use, and what is the use of this at the rate data provider. So if you having the multiple set of the data, then we will use this data provider annotation. So you can read this. So mark as a method as a supply data for a test method. The annotated method must be returned. You can see return type is object type 2D array. Okay, so value it will work like the row and column. Yesterday I have told you, right? So where each object can be assigned to the parameter of the list of the test method, right? The at the rate test method wants to receive the data from the data provider and need to use data provider name equals to name of this annotation. So this line I will explain you when I will you know uh, uh, will do the practice. Okay, so you cannot understand in one shot what I'm going to tell you, where I have to create this. Okay, let me create here only, or this is the test ng pictures. Okay, no problem, we will create here. So this is your data provider test. Okay, so just we will create some, what is the scenario we are going to do here. Go to Amazon, and here you have a, we will enter the two set of the data here. So we will automate this steps, so we already know. So you I'm going to start this test. Public void login Amazon. Okay, so just here I'm going to take two parameter, because we are not going to do hard coded. So we can take two parameter here, username and password. You will understand why I'm going to take this parameter. Okay, so same steps how we are going to start your any automation stuff. So set property, not this one. Okay, so set, so we have a key value, key and value, right? So here we will pass here what, uh, web driver, driver dot chrome dot driver, and here you have to pass the, here you have to pass the location of exe file. So I kept here, just go and simply copy this. This is where it is, it's not copied. Select shift right click, you can see we will get copy as a path. Then just remove this. Okay, so you can remove here, and okay, so now web driver equal to new chrome driver. So these are the same steps we are going to do, but we will add something new here so you guys are able to understand. Just so now you have to give here url of this, url of this Amazon, and then after that we have to maximize this browser, right? Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So I have to maximize this browser. Then we can give also wait a statement. So these all the things we already created in helper class, right? but your revision purpose just going to do practice. Implicit wait 10 time unit. Okay, so this is your time unit dot second. Okay, so these are the common steps we already know. Now what is your validation, or we have to do? So first you have to find this element, right? Anyone can tell me how to what we can use here? I have to do like that and I have to click. So what is your steps? First you have to find. Oh, I did not share my screen. One second. Yeah, I have shared my screen. Let me stop sharing and let me share one more time. Okay, I think in your side something problem is there. Now it is visible. It is visible. Oh, one second. Hope so it will work. Okay, uh, so just we are repeating here. Okay, thank you. Okay, ठीक है. Okay, so see, how to perform here the operation. Anyone can explain? I have to go here and I have to click here. So first you have to find the element, right? So just you can find this element, and what what concept I have used here. hmm How to handle mouse over event, right? So here we have to perform mouse over, right? So now, so first you have to driver dot find by dot xpath. Okay, so this is our xpath. I copied this xpath. You guys try your side. Okay, xpath you can write yourself. So first you have to do mouse over here. Then we have a action class, right? Action act equal to new actions. Okay, so here it will accept driver. Okay, so now just import this action class. Okay, so now act shit. Okay, so now act dot move to element target is ele dot perform. Okay, dot perform. Now what you have to do again, we have to click on sign in button, right? So just this is the sign in button. So just I'm going to copy this xpath and let me check it is working fine or not. Yeah, it is working fine. We can copy this driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so now I have to click, right? So dot click. So these are steps we have done. Now click on this and you have to enter your email id, right? So email id, just copy this email id, right? So now driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so email id dot we will use send keys, right? Here we are not going to pass hard coded value. So I will pass this parameter. Okay, we can take the data from data provider. Okay, so I will pass here this value. Okay, so now we have to click on continue button, right? So this is your continue. So this is having the id, so we can directly use this. So now driver dot find by dot id. Okay, by dot id dot click. Okay, now we will click on continue button. So you have to enter and you have to click, then you have to enter password again. So we can find this element of this, so just going to so having this id, so directly we can use this, no problem at all. So now driver dot find id. Okay, so this is your id dot send. What you have to pass here, we are not going to pass here hard coded stuff, so we will pass here this one. Okay, so now you have to click on login button. So again we having the id, so we can directly use this. So driver dot find element by dot id. Okay, and you have to click. Okay, now click. Okay, so now we will use the concept of data provider. We will use the concept of data provider. So we have a data provider here. So data, you when we are using send keys, right? If you want to enter any value here, okay, some value you want to enter, right? So we will use send keys method. Understood, right? Data provider. Okay, so data provider here you have to pass here data. No, 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 no. Name, you have to write something, name equal to test. Okay, so now after that you have to create one method here. Okay, so let me check with, if I will, it will not work, we will check. My keyboard is I was typing something, it is not. Okay, so test multiple set of data, multiple set of data. Okay, so this is your data provider, right? I already explained you, this data provider will return 2D array. Now I will create 2D array type object obj equal to new. Okay, so here it will work to row column. Okay, so I will give the row 2 and column 2. Yesterday I have shown you, right? Obj. Yesterday I'll show you. Okay, don't worry. So it will work like that. Sorry, this data provider concept will work like that. One second. What happened? It's not working. Okay, so it will work like that. So this is, and this is, and this is your, like that, right? Yesterday I have shown you, right? It is working on the, this data provider will work like that. The 2D array, whatever the value we are going to do here. So this is your 0 1 0 1, right? Again 2, like that. So this value will store again username password, username password, right? So this will work like that. Skip this. Okay, so now I'm going to store this value here. Here this value is 0 0. Okay, 0 0 I will store here Mohit KMR 680 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, so this is the username and this is the password. Okay, this is the password 01. Okay, so this is the password. So password. Okay, so now again it will I'm going to give the second data here. Okay, so second data again password same, just so here the value is 1011. Got it, right? So this data we are not doing hard coded here. We will read the data, multiple set of the data from here. A return type you have to give, so it will return the obj. Now one more thing you have to do, this data provider you have given, I am bit confused here. You have to give the name or what? One second. Okay, yeah, name. So here this name, this data provider annotation, how to interact with our at the red test annotation, right? So here you have to pass the attribute data, oh sorry, data provider, and same name you have to pass. Okay, right? So you can go in the documentation here. See, method wants to receive the data from data provider needs to use data provider name equal to name of the annotation, right? So we are only following the people who has developed this, the people who has developed the testng library, right? So clearly they have mentioned, if we will not give this, it will not work. Okay, so now let me try this. If something went wrong, then we will try to fix our code. Okay, so I'm going to execute this now. So let's see. So we have a two set of the data here. So now I don't know why it is slow or something went wrong. Okay, so you can pass the multiple set of the data, but in the real time we will not use directly this multiple set of the data, right? So we will go through the uh, your how to read the data from the Excel sheet. But some of the implementation they have developed using this you know data provider, and in the interview they will also ask what is the data provider. So one set of the data is completed, it is entering the another set of the data. So you can enter n number of the set of the data, but you have to mention over there row and column. Okay, it will work like the row and column whatever you have mentioned. Okay, so this is the another set of the data it is going to enter. Got it, right? So this is the another set of the data. You can add here steps. See, I am not going to do any validation. You can verify this. Okay, you can add here you have to add here verification step, right? So you can this is your assignment. What you can do, capture this a string value. Okay, capture this a string value, and you can use the assert concept. Assert, right? Actual and expected. Because if you are doing anything, any validation in the real time, you have to validate the things, right? So we are learning, so we are not adding much steps here, because if I will add, your syllabus bit more extend, right? So this is how it will work. Do you have any doubt regarding this data provider, how this data provider is working? Anyone having any doubt? Okay, so okay, you guys can try in your side. If you have a doubt, you can ask me in the next session. One second. Yes. Y- Sorry, I did not get you. Okay, 34. Mm-hmm. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, okay. See, if you will go in the documentation, you can see here, uh, we have, see, data provider is a annotation like whatever the annotation we have learned, right? So what is the return type object type 2D array. Okay, so see, return type return type is object 2D array, right? Return type. So I have created one method here. What is the return type here? 2D array object type. This is your method name. Now we have created the object, right? If you remember, you know, in Java, if you remember, I told you, right? If you know the Java, you can play with Selenium. How this is going to store the data here? So this is your object class and 2D array, right? So this is object will created here, right? So now you having the 2D array inside this array, right? So now how many this I have given this, like it is working on the 0 1 2, right? So here this is you have given the row and column. If I will go like that, so it is your row and column set of the data. It is showing like that, but internally how it will store? Again we are storing, right? So this object type data we are storing here index. Again we having the array inside this array, if you remember. So here one more object will be created. This is the index you are going to store value, right? So 0 0. So this is your array again. So here the set of the data is a store here. Understood, right? And this value is a store here. So again we have another set of the data. Again this value is store here. Understood, right? So like that we are storing this data. And how this data provider will communicate with this, because we have to be having the name, data provider name, and this data provider name must be same. Then it will interact with this our script, and it will read the data. Whatever the parameters you are going to pass, it will take the data from here. How many parameters will how sorry how many set of the data you have passed, that many times your script will execute. Understood, right? Okay. Anyone, everyone is clear? Okay, so I told you, right? Please revise your Java concept, because the implementation is only Java, right? So what is the data provider is an annotation which is coming from TestNG org community, mark as a method. I'm supplying the data as a test. Same sentence I picked from whatever having inside this documentation, right? So this is the standard sentence they have, the people who has implemented, they have given to you, right? So the at the rate test method that wants to receive the data from this data provider need to data provider name equal to the name of the this annotation. To test with multiple set of the data, we need to use data provider. So when we need to pass complex data, we will use this. For data provider, we use data provider annotation. It has only one attribute name. So inside this we are passing only one attribute, right? So that is called name. So this is your so next concept is that this is one another part we have learned for your framework. People can use this, but they are not using this hard coded in frequently. But some of I can see some of the implementation for reading the data from the Excel sheet, they are using the concept of the data provider also. So your test ng is completed. Now how to read the data from the Excel sheet? And second is your helper class, we already done that. And another main important concept is that is called page object model, right? So in the real time we are not going to write this a script, finding this, it is very lengthy process to maintain in real time. See, this is your application, like you are working in Amazon company, right? So just go to your home page. How your job is. Oh, so They ask regarding data provider. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So are you able to give the answer or not? Mhm. No problem. End of the December, you guys are ready for the interview. You can, you know, you you can. Then after that, I will also teach you API testing. Okay, so API testing is also important. So, but after completing the Selenium, if you will do preparation, your preparation will never end. Okay. Yes, yes. I will also teach you Jenkins, Git. Okay, that all the things I will teach you. This is all the part of the framework. Okay, so the people who is not attending the interview, try to attend. Okay, if you will wait for your preparation, that preparation will never, 100% कुछ भी नहीं होता, right? So you can try. Okay, so see, he is attending the interview, then he is getting the importance of topic. Oh my god, this question they are going to ask. So how you can do preparation? You should not learn like I have to crack only interview. After getting the offer letter, you have to work in the company, right? So keep ready for all the concept with code. If you will get any task in your company, you guys are able to do. Okay, so do practice. Okay, so you can add here more steps like that. You can do only practice. Got it, right? So what is the page object model? So that is very important. So in the real time, we are not writing this all the element in test runner. Got it, right? Test runner we cannot use. So every pages we have to find, every class we have to find one uh, uh, class. Okay, that is the pure Java class. Okay, just give me 1 second. This is your page object model, right? So what happened in the real time, we are not going to find the your all the element in one class, right, in the test runner where you are going to execute, right? So every class, like this is your login functionality. I will create a one login class and we can capture all the element in one class. Okay, so this is your login features you are going to test, right? So all the things we will do in one. Okay, so like you have to, your TL, team lead, assign the task for you have to test for add cart, right? So I will create one add cart element, and I will capture all the element in add cart only. In the future some features are going to change, right? You should not touch login or any others classes which is available in your framework. Just you have to go in the cart class and you have to change your element, or you have to add in your element, right? So this is very important, page object model. So page object model we can perform in the multiple ways, but concept are same. They will capture the element in one class. Okay, so this is, I have written here. So starting an UI automation in Selenium WebDriver is not a tough task. Just you need to find the element, right? So these are the things we are going to do, what we are going to do before. But uh, as you can observe, all we are doing in the find element and filling the value for those elements, right? This is a small script. A script is okay, looks like easy, but the time test suite will grow. Now what happened if we have a one project? So next release, next sprint, we having the changing, right? Development happen only once time. Okay, so only once time. Next sprint only some code changes, some features changes are there. So when you having the fresh build, right? So then we have to do a smoke testing, right? But if you will join as a automation test engineer, your job is might be some project is might be you are lucky, so some project you will get they are just doing first time functional manual testing, then complete automation is remaining. They hire to you and you will get that project. So you are going to do from starting to automation. 90% company having the own framework. They will not spend the time to develop the framework. If you will join in the startup company, then they having the some framework development stuff, understand, and you have to automate, right? A script is already developed for all the application. Then what is your job, right? So your job is, some features are added, some features are going to change, right? So you have to run the regression suite, all the 1000 test cases you have to you have to uh, you know uh, execute, right? So mostly in the automation we are going to do regression testing. Okay, so if you will not write this, if you will not use the page object model, it is very hectic to handle this all the stuff, right? So the chief problem of this script is maintenance, is that if two different script are using in the same page element with the any changes in the element, we need to change all the script, right? So whatever I have discussed, same thing I have documented here. A better approach to a script maintenance is to create a separate class file which would find the web element, fill them, and verify them. This class can be reused in all a script using changes in the web element. We need to make the changes in just in one class file, not in the different script. This approach is called page object model. Okay, so page object model is a just like a design framework, not a it is a not a framework, it is a like a design pattern. Okay, so as the name says, will working as a page will pure Java class. So whatever you are creating the page object model, that is pure Java class. So based on the application behavior, we will create the separate pages and will store all the locator in the respective method to use them. So how to use this? So what is the advantage of page object model? So a script will be more readable format. Using page object model, you will able to achieve the below features: easy to maintenance, readable format, reusable script. So we have a two types, but I can see we'll get another types also. Some of the people are mostly company they are using find by, okay, a method, but many of also using the first approach also, and many of using the own approach also. But somewhere they will capture the element and they will keep in the one place, that is called your page object model. So two ways we can use this: so normal approach and by using the page factory and at the rate find by. So we can create a separate class that is called login and pure Java class. So here by using this by class, okay, we can create this. So same, okay, whatever we have. So create one project here. Okay, so I am going to create one phrase project, page object. Oh, oh. Okay, so now what you have to do first, we have to import the selenium here, page object test. So we will import the selenium, where is this selenium jar? So let me where I kept my selenium jar external, go to add external and let me selenium jars. Okay, okay, so now go again lips. Okay, so now, and after that what you have to do, you have to import, configure your test ng, right? We have to use the test ng. So uh, library, right? Why it is not coming? Test ng add library. Okay, finish, apply and finish. So test ng. Now I'm going to create one package dot pom, and I'm going to create one more package. Okay, no problem, in one package we can do that. Okay, so now I'm going to create here login page, login page. So this is your pure Java class, so I have created this login page. So here, first, if you are creating any class, right, so you have to define here constructor. So just I'm going to define here web driver, then I'm going to define here constructor as well. So web driver, okay, this dot driver equal to driver. Okay, so now how to capture this element? So we having the by class. By see how you can do the naming convention, right? So here first you have to find this element. So sit, you have to do inspect, right? So same code we can do by using the page object model, right? So let me, okay, what happened? One second. This is already inspected or what? Okay, so okay, there. This is my system problem. Okay, so let me inspect this, and first we can find here. So this one, okay. So now what is happening? Okay, so let me sign in. Why element is not highlighting? Yes, it's okay. So now just I'm going to copy again this XPath. Okay, so you guys can try to find your XPath. Okay, so here what is this? Sign in. Hello, sign in. Okay, so now by dot, so by is a class. Okay, by dot XPath, right? So like that we can find this. So first I'm going to find all the element. Okay, so this is first element you have to find, then again sign in. So this is your sign in. And naming convention you can do properly, because when you will use in your script, right, if you will not do naming convention properly, then you will again confuse. Okay, so by dot sign in. Okay, so now by dot XPath. So naming convention is very important. Okay, from here, so this is a sign in, then after that I have to click on, okay, we have done this sign in, right? So now click, and you have to find the element of this. So any locator you can use inside this by class. So here we have a id, so we can directly use this id by dot email, right? Email text, or you can write just email. Okay, so by dot id. Okay, by dot id. So now this is your by dot id. So now after that you have to click on continue, right? So we can use continue. So we have already uh, by dot continue button. Okay, by dot id, by dot id. Okay, so now this is done. After that you have to click on continue, so just go here and click. Then you have to find the password, then login, right? So they having the ID called password, so directly we can use this. Okay, so by dot password. Okay, so by dot ID, this is your password, and click on login. This is your login button. So again we having the ID, so directly we can use this ID by dot login. Got it, right? So like that, first you have to find the element as per the, you know, page. You have to give this value, right? So now, okay, you have to create your method. Okay, so public void. Okay, so here return type we have to give a web element type. Okay, I will tell you why I'm going to give the web element type. So just I am writing one get and just this. Okay, this is your method name. Okay, so one second. So now, because we have to use this all the things, right? So now we can write driver dot find element, and what is this hello sign? You can just here. Why I have given the return type this, because we have to perform the operation for mouse over, right? So you have to store the element using the web element, right? So now this is one. And what is the next steps? You can create this page object model like as per the validation. So next steps, we have to click on the sign in, right? So here you have to perform the click operation. So public void, no need to return anything. Get, just I'm writing get sign in click. Get sign in click. Okay, so now driver dot find element, and this is your sign in. So do proper all the things, otherwise your script will fail. Now you have to do click, right? Click. Understood, right? So this click operation is done, right? This click operation is done. Oh, one second. I don't know, yeah, this why this is happening. Okay, so click, and you have to enter here. You have to enter email, right? So now public, no need to return anything, or you can write get. uh, Naming convention is very important. Get email enter, or you can write only get email, no problem. Okay, so now driver dot find element by dot sorry, what is this email, right? So we have to pass here email. We'll create email and send case. Just I'm going to pass this value. So now see, this is value is doing hard coded here, but in real time we are not going to do, right? So we will read the this value. I will tell you later. Okay, so Mohit came R6 at 0. Okay, so now enter, and now we have to click on continue button, right? Right, okay, get, click on continue button, get continue, and now driver dot find continue dot click. Okay, so entering your, then after, then again enter the password, right? So now you can enter the password. Public void get enter password. So password, enter password. Okay, so now driver dot find element password. Now send keys and send keys, so you have to pass your password one. Okay, so this is the class we have created for one login page class. In the future, if anything going to change, just we can change here, right? We will not go for another class, or we have to do changes. Now we will create one more class that is called test runner class. Runner. Okay, inside this test runner, so we have to perform this all the operation test public void tc 01 login page. Okay, so this is, and you have to import. Okay, so we just, I'll copy this. These steps are same, right? These steps are same, so we will copy this. You have to create a object, right? How to access this all these methods? So we can create one object here. Login page object new. Okay, here we will pass the driver. Okay, it will not work directly, you have to pass the driver. Okay, so this page is independent page. If you want to interact this page with web element or web driver, then you have to pass this driver reference. Okay, so now what is your steps? So now first steps, I will access this dot get, sorry. Okay, so get sign in hello, right? So web element, so here you have to perform the operation, right? So here return type is your web element. I will store here ele, and you have to perform your mouse over event. If you remember, action class act equal to new action class. Okay, again you have to pass your driver, right? So action class is also independent class. If you will not pass the driver, it will not work. So now action class, so now act dot move to element set. Okay, move to element, move to element. Okay, so move to element, we will pass this ele dot perform. So these steps we have done. Okay, now these steps we have done. These steps, now you have to click, right? This is mouse over, then we have to click on sign in. So you have to call again is, sorry, login page you have to call this get uh, get sign in click, right? After that you have to enter, right? Get enter email, right? So again you have to click, so login. After clicking this, click enter this, then we have to click on continue button, right? So dot get continue, where is this continue button, right? After that, okay, so what you have to do, again enter your password. So call this method login, oh sorry, login dot get password. Then again you have to click on login. Okay, so login button, so login dot get login. uh, I did not capture this element. Go to this login. Yes, name is login button, right? You can see I did not create this method, right? So you have to create. So just copy this, and this is your login button. Get login. oh, it's not copied. Copy login button and just get copy, and here you have to pass this, remove this, you have to click here, right? So dot click, we have to do dot click here, and again you can go in the test runner and just where is this login? It's not save. Okay, get login. Okay, so now this is so again we should not do hard coded anything here. So in the framework we cannot also do this, right? So before we were using this all the element in the only test runner class, right? So let me execute this, or anything will wrong, then we'll try to fix. Okay, so it is working as per expected. You can add the validation. Okay, I did not add the validation, you guys can add the validation. uh, Actually email id I have written incorrect, right? So I have to pass the proper email id, otherwise these steps will get failed. Okay, so let me check this Gmail. Okay, what happened, my script is failing here. So your script will execute, right? You can see, read this console. So what happened, it is braked over there, right? So you can see no such element exception. After running this script, it will here it is not working as per expected. So your script is going to fail. Your script, we know that method is executing from top to bottom, right? So when it will go here, it will go here, right? Then what happened, element is not able to find this because it will not go for the next page. Understood, right? So we have to take care why my script is going to fail. You have to debug the code, because if you will get the requirement, you have to do a script. First you will develop the script, then you will execute your script end to end, right? Okay, so email id was incorrect, so that's why our script was failing. Okay, so now uh, I will enter correct email id, then it will click on now it is working fine. You can validate this. Okay, actual and expected, so my script is passed now. Understood, right? You can, I will not write this. Okay, we have already created the helper class, right? So just copy this helper class. I will create one more package here that is called business library. Com dot business library. Inside this I will just copy this helper class, copy where it is, copy and paste it. Okay, we having the helper class in this package. So now what I can do here, just extend your helper class. So you guys are learning parallelly the framework component. Okay, so how you can customize your code, how you can make your code is more readable, more reusable. Okay, this is your responsibility. Got it, right? So now I will not use this line of the code. So helper dot launch. Oh shit, helper dot What is this app launch? Okay, we have already this one, right? We already have this. We cannot perform this. We cannot write these steps, right? So we have already a helper dot move to element, right? So we already created this method. You can see. So element and this. You should not write this line of the code because this is our test runner class. I don't want to modify anything in my test runner class. If any requirement will change, I will go in the page object model. If any requirement will change, or if you're having the any new requirement to add functionality, then we will go in the helper class. Got it, right? So here already mention everything, right? So this is your Amazon app launch. We are going to use this. So now we can run this by using the helper class here. Okay, so you should not write this as line of the steps. Simply you can see before we were also writing capturing the element in one class, but now we have separated this. So we having the helper business library and page object model, and we this is also not a part of same package. This test runner class will also having the different package that is called test runner. So three component, and you can also I will also add how to read the data from the Excel sheet. So this is your core component of framework. Okay, so I'm trying to use by helper class. Okay, so my script is working fine. Okay, I have used here helper class. So before I was not using helper class. You can also in the last you can also call close method. So I already having the close method. So again you should not manually you have to dot close browser. Okay, so manually you should not do, right? So this is how you can use this by using this method. Okay, so here I have given the different example, but again I'm going to change this example. You can also change, you can also use another website to do the practice. Okay, this is our test runner class, what we have done. And this is the second, by using the page factory. So again I'm not going to type all the code. If I will type, it will take more time. So I have already, but so this is the first, and where I kept that, one second. So page object model, see, from there we have used by class. Okay, but here we will use at the rate find by. Here you can pass the any locators. Got it, right? So same a script I have developed on by using the at the rate find by annotation. Right, here you have to give the return type, and here you can give the any reference variable name, but this reference variable name again you have to follow as per your coding standard. If you will not follow, then if you having the 100 200 test cases, if your test case will fail, then what will happen? You have to debug your code. If you will not do the proper convention, then you are not able to find why your script is going to fail. So naming convention is very important. Got it, right? So you can see all the things same. Okay, using by class, just we have used here at the rate find by, and here we have returning the web element for all this element. Okay, if you are creating any user defined class, you have to create a constructor for initializing this class, right? So constructor, this is also the same steps. You can see here what I have done. Here I have done one more thing. I have created here multiple methods. You can see, right? I have created here multiple method. I'm not going to tell you. You guys can use any page object model, but our agenda is we will try to make our framework is more reusable, okay, readable, right? So this is I have created multiple methods here, but this method creation, you can create here also multiple method, no problem at all. But what I did here, within the one method I have developed all the functionality. Okay, I have created one method passing the username, password, a driver. Okay, so again, performing the operation for your page object model, right? Sorry, mouse over event. Got it, right? So this is your element capture here, returning the web element. Action class, action class created where you have want to perform the operation for move element. I will perform the operation here now. Now we have to click on that again, simply because we have given the return type is web element, so you can directly perform the operation, all the operation we have performed. You can see I have passed username, password and all everything. So everything I have done in only one class. Anyone having any doubt here in this class? Anyone having any doubt? This is your job. When you will join the company, this is your core job to creating the page object model as per your test steps. So let me know still you guys having any doubt. Everyone is clear? So mostly company is using this at the rate find by method for creating the page object model, and this functionality you have to develop yourself. This is like I have used here action class, right? I will not use this. You can simply extend here also helper class and you can call this method. You can directly use this because I don't want to do anything inside this test runner class. Okay, how to use this all the things how to use this. So just go here, test runner. So what happened, you can see this all the steps are same here. Okay, these are the steps. Now how to use this page factory, sorry, at the rate find by method, that class. So we have a one method called, this is your interview question, what is page factory class? So page factory is a class which is available in selenium dot support. It will inside this be having the method called init element. It will accept two parameter, driver and your class name, right? Page class name. Okay, the page factory is a class. Inside this page factory class, we have a method called init elements. It will return page object class type. You can see, and this is your reference variable. Here passing two parameter. Okay, so this is the implementation of init elements. Init, the people who has developed this, they have return type is, this is one, I have written dot class. What will do, it will convert in the byte type. So I did not do anything, the people who has developed this init element. So what happened, all the element which is available inside this page object class, it will initialize all the element in this class by using page factory dot init elements, and it will return the same page class. Got it, right? So this is your interview question. What is at the rate find by annotation? What is the page factory? And what is the init elements? Okay, so what is the job of this? It will initialize all the element which is available inside this page method 2. Okay, so now simply we can call this method and we can use this. So what I have given, username, password, and here I have also given one driver. Okay, so now one more things, I have a one question, can we use helper class here or can we use helper class here? And my question is Azure base. Even you can, actually this functionality is not going to develop in my helper class in framework. So this is the different classes are there for launching the browser and all. But for your understanding purpose, we have explained here helper class. If you want, you can use here also, no problem at all. If you want, you can use here also. Okay, so I will recommend you, we have to use helper class here. We will make the separate classes, separate functionality for launch browser. So I will tell you in the framework. Okay, so now I'm going to execute this code. Today class is very important, guys, not for your interview purpose. If you will get the job, or if you will get the job, you have to work on this all the components in company. Yes. So if you having the any problem, please let me know, or if you are not able to understand, please let me know, I will explain again. Got it, right? So same things, same test cases we have automated by using the data provider, then page object model. Inside this page object model, we have two types. One is your normal approach and one is your @find by. Got it, right? So by using two approach, we can handle all the things, and in the real time we are also doing the same thing. We are not going to do anything extra. Whatever we have learned, just I have documented this. So I will send you all the document and code. Okay, so just you can read all the things, and this is your all are the interview question. Okay, so now I'm going to close your session. So I will send you the notes, and